and welcome to Godly Play. We're glad to have you here. We've got Avery and Annie with us today, and we're glad to have you joining us also. We're going to do a story today, and in our Godly Play Center, you know, this is a place that we can be with God and talk to God, listen to the stories of God. So this is one of the stories of God. It's one of the stories of Jesus. And after we're finished, we'll do some questions about it and see what you think. And then we'll see what you want to do with the story. So join us as we go on the road to Emmaus. This is the road from Jerusalem to Emmaus. Two of Jesus's friends were coming down the road from Jerusalem to Emmaus. They were very sad. Jesus had died. Why did Jesus have to die, they thought? We thought he was going to be the king. Why did Jesus have to die? I thought he was going to be the king. And then another man joined them and walked with them, and he told them why Jesus had to die. And when they got to Emmaus, the men said to this man that had joined them, "Stay with us." And so they all went to the house. And the man joined them. And the man took the bread and he blessed it and he broke it and he gave it to them, saying, "Take, eat. This is my body, which is broken for you." And then the men knew who this was. This is Jesus. Jesus left. The men were so excited. Jesus is alive. They have to go back to Jerusalem and tell the other disciples, "We have seen Jesus. Jesus is alive. Jesus has risen. He has risen indeed." did that tell them that this was Jesus? I'm not sure. Have you seen the stories that came before this? Do you remember this breaking of the bread? It was Jesus who broke the bread before he died at the Passover feast that we did a couple of weeks ago. So once he did that same thing here, who else could it be? It had to have been Jesus. Wonder how they knew that this person was Jesus. Of course, they didn't know until he broke the bread, did they? Have you ever been where bread is broken like this? Think about that for a minute. How about in the big church? Do you remember how Father Dana takes the bread up over his head and you hear it crack? That's the breaking of the bread. When Father Dana breaks it over his head and then brings it back down, and then we eat pieces of it to remind us that Jesus is always with us, always. How does it feel to know that Jesus is alive? How could he be alive after he had been dead? I wonder what it's like to tell other people, guess what? Jesus is alive. We thought he was dead, but he came. We saw him. Well, our story today is in the Bible, and let's see if we can find it. I think I've got it marked here, girls, with the Avery, would you read 28 and 29, and then Annie, would you pick up at 30? Okay?
Okay. The two men approached the village where they were going. Jesus acted as if he were going farther, but they tried hard to stay with him from leaving. They said, "Stay with us. It's nearly evening. The day is almost over." So he went to stay with them.
Okay, can you start right there, Annie? He joined them. He joined them at the table. Right.
At the table,
he took the bread.
He took
The bread.
the bread
And gave thanks.
and gave thanks.
He broke it.
He broke it
And
began to give it out to them.
Good. I'm going to read the rest of it. Their eyes were opened and they recognized him, but then he disappeared from their sight. They said to each other, "He talked with us on the road. He opened the scriptures to us. Weren't our hearts burning inside us during that time?" They got up and returned at once to Jerusalem, and there they found the 11 and those with them. They were all gathered together. They were saying, "It's true. It's true. The Lord has risen. He has appeared to Simon." Then the two of them told what had happened to them on the road to Emmaus, and they told how they had recognized Jesus when he broke the bread. Okay, thank you, girls. Well done, well done. And I forgot to light the candle, didn't I? Very bad. Now, what would you like to do? Are you going to make a trailer, or would you like to do something different? Maybe you'd just like to retell this story yourselves. You might like to retell the stories and make the trailer. I'm going to put it up, and you can decide what you would like to do. And those of you at home, this is an easy one to retell. So you can tell it at home too. As a matter of fact, my 4-year-old great-granddaughter retold the story to me the other day after I told it to her when she was here visiting. So I know you can do it too. You don't have to have all this, quote, fancy stuff to do it with, because I know you know how to pretend. So you can pretend. So Annie and Avery, you may want to discuss this with each other. What would you like to do?
Good.
If you would like to just retell the story right now and then decide how you'd like to make a trailer, if that's what you'd like to do. What do I do with the bread? The only thing you can't do is break the bread because it's already broken.
Okay, I'm gonna stop video. We're good.
Okay.